What's going on, everybody? I got another video for you today. Today I'm going to be giving you my top 20 albums of the year. I'm going to just kind of blaze through the first 10, and then when I hit the bottom 10, I'm going to kind of show some records to go with them, give you, talk about them a bit more. So yeah, let's just go. Let's go. At number 20, I have Magic Ship by Mountain Man. At number 19, I have Historian by Lucy Dacus. At number 18, I have Room Inside the World by Ought. At number 17, I have You Won't Get What You Want by Daughters. At number 16, I have Tell Me How You Really Feel by Courtney Barnett. At number 15, I have Some Rap Songs by Earl Sweatshirt. At number 14, I have I Don't Run by Hines. At number 13, I have Aviary by Julia Holter. At number 12, I have Joy as an Act of Resistance by Idols. And at number 11, I have DiCaprio 2 by JID. And with that, we'll go to the top 10. And I said I wanted to show some records to go with the top 10, but this particular one I don't have a record of yet. Number 10, I have El Ma Querer by Rosalia. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but if you don't know that album, it is a amazing collection of flamenco pop songs. She has this incredibly powerful and versatile voice. All the songs take elements of flamenco music, like the hand claps and the poetry and everything, and mix them with very modern pop sounds. And she does so in a way that is so beautiful and so wonderful, and it's such an incredible listen, and it's amazing to hear someone bringing together old and new and doing it in such a tasteful way and really bringing this style of music to the rest of the world. It's a fantastic listen. Number 9, I have Cocoa Sugar by Young Fathers. This is a Scottish band. I feel like I must have shown this on my channel before, maybe not. But this is an album. It's hard to pin it down. I guess you could call it an indie pop album, but it's has elements of hip hop and, like I said, pop and African music, and there's a lot going on in this album. Lo-fi music as well, and it's again just kind of like that Rosalia album, bringing a lot together, a lot of worlds into one package, and a lot of very politically charged songs feel also more powerful with that music behind it. Yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful listen. At number 8, I have... Oh, God. Almost dropped it. Sex and Food by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. A great, great psych rock album. Again, pulling from a lot of different areas. You got elements of funk, soul, R&B, pop, rock, a lot, psychedelia, a lot of different elements coming through on this album, and they come together really well. While it's not their best album, in my opinion, it's still a very welcome album into their catalog. At number 7? Yeah, 7. Forgot how to count for a second there. I have Soil by Serpent with Feet. This is an art pop album, I guess you could say. A lot of Bjork influence in there. An electronic album. It's just a fantastic listen. He just has these strange, dark, winding songs, and his very, I guess, classically trained voice is so haunting over all of the beats and the instruments or the instrumentals, and the lyrics are so passionate. While they may be pained or angry, there's always passion behind them, and it's a wonderful listen from start to finish. Next, we have one of my favorite hip-hop albums this year. I didn't actually get a lot out of a lot of hip-hop this year. More towards the end of the year, I started finding some hip-hop releases that I actually really enjoyed. But for most of it, I wasn't listening to a lot of hip-hop. But this one is one that I really did love, and this is Taboo by Denzel Curry. Just loud, heavy instrumentations, really bass-heavy instrumentals. Jesus. And yeah, his presence, his breath control, his flows, his lyrics, they're so, he's just his voice, everything's so harsh and just angry and in your fucking face all the time. There's not a lot of hip hop artists that can do sound as loud as him, but still as classy as him. You have people who just, go for volume. They're loud, like 6ix9ine and I don't know, other people in his vein, but like he does that loud in your face sound, but he controls it. He writes songs. He puts good beats. He doesn't just put out trash. And there's a lot of fantastic songs on here, and it's one of my favorite hip-hop albums of the year. But it's not my favorite hip-hop album of the year. That would go to number 5, which is Room 25 by Noname. Now, there hasn't been a vinyl release of this yet, so I can't show you anything, but Noname, for if you don't know, is a rapper, poet, I would even call her. She had an album released in 2016 called Telephone, which had a mix of very neo-soul inspired, just soft beats, very forward-thinking lyrics and very politically charged lyrics. And what she did on Room 25 is really take all those elements and just up it so much and do such an incredible job of it. She just seems more confident. The instrumentals are more lush and beautiful. The features are just as incredible. Her lyrics are even nastier and like more political, and I don't know, man, she really stepped up her game on this album. It's such a fantastic hip-hop album that I think more people need to hear, because it's exactly what I want. It's jazzy instrumentals with a lot of really thoughtful lyrics, and that's what I like out of my hip-hop. That's what I want, and she is nailing it right now. She's one of the best in the business, period, and she solidified herself in that spot with this album. Alright, with that, we have number 4. It's my boy. It's my boy. It's Father John Misty. Well, I wouldn't say this is his best album. I think I Love You, Honey Bear is pretty much locked in on that spot, and Pure Comedy is right behind it. He still did a fantastic job on this album. Just this, I don't know, portrait of himself that he paints on this album is such a sad image, and it makes you like really feel for the guy. Well, on top of that, his humor doesn't leave. His witty and just like eccentric songwriting is still there, and it's a wonderful listen from start to finish. His lyrics have not like gone downhill since his earlier releases. He's one of the best in the song out of all singer-songwriters. He's one of the best right now, and I think this is a great example of why. On from there, we have number 3. Number 3. Twin Fantasy, Car Seat Headrest. I haven't talked about Car Seat Headrest so much on this channel, I don't think. I love them. They're a wonderful band, and I had actually never heard the original version of this album when it first came out on like Bandcamp, and I heard they were re-releasing it, and I thought it was just like reissuing it on vinyl. No, they were revamping it, like remastering it almost, and completing it. Will Toledo, the frontman of this album, this band said that the album was never really finished to him. Now it is. And he adds numerous lengths to these songs, adds new songs. And they're so ambitious. They're so long and lengthy, and they're catchy and just fun, but also are thoughtful and can be pretty sad on top of it. There's not a lot of other artists like this. It's almost as if you took Weezer and gave him the song structures of like a band like Yes. It's very, very, very good. That's why it's at number 3. Top 2. We're at the top 2. Is something I showed in my last video. Oil of Every Pearl's on Insides by Sophie. My number 2 spot. Nothing sounds like this right now. There's no other music out there that sounds like this, that looks like this, that feels like this. She is in a class all her own, and I can't see that changing anytime soon. It's really, really something else listening to this album. And yeah, just amazing. And my number 1, personally, is Be the Cowboy by Mitski. If we're going by how many times I listen to an album, putting it on the scale here, this would absolutely be number 1, and it still would be in any other way you put it. This album is just, I don't even know. Mitski holds an extremely important place in my heart when back in 2015, I believe. No, 2016, when she released her album Puberty 2. I was going through a lot of shit in my life. I was graduating high school. I had just gotten my first job. I just started seeing my first girlfriend. And there was so much stuff just happening to me. And I heard that album. And it was like everything that was happening to me was happening on that album. And it was such a weird feeling finding an artist like that. And while this album may not speak to me on a personal level like that one does, her words and her voice and just her writing is something that it's I don't know, there's just something different about it. And there's something that just speaks to me, honestly, that doesn't hit me in a lot of other artists as they do in Mitski. And this album might become my favorite at some point. It may surpass Puberty 2, but that's saying a lot, so I don't know. But I listened to this album on repeat, nonstop, all year. And there's nothing better. Nothing better came out this year, personally. And that's it. I might do another video about what my favorite songs are at some point, but for now, that is my top 20 of the year. I hope you have a great day, and here's to more good music in the coming year.